It's Make Food Monday again! And believe it or not, I almost forgot. I've been so busy with all of these things, getting our insurance taken care of and whatnot from the accident. If you don't know about that, go watch that video. That was scary. That happened just over a week ago. But thankfully, everything's fine. We got a new van, and we're just dealing now with the insurance, which is kind of stressful. So I almost forgot about Make Food Monday. But the thing is, I already had a pressure cooker meal planned for today, so it all fell into place. And here we are. Make Food Monday. Pressure cooker carnitas. This should be pretty good. Okay, so for today's recipe, I've got a bone-in shoulder picnic roast. I would probably rather have not had the bone, but that's okay. This particular recipe, I'll just take it out after I cook it. So I've got the bone-in shoulder. I've got some peppers from my garden that I roasted and then froze. So these are just some random peppers from my garden. I have an onion, I have some garlic, and I have my cumin. I'm gonna put all of that in my pressure cooker, and hopefully we'll have some yummy carnitas when we're done. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do to prepare this recipe is to cut the onion and the peppers. But I do not have chef skills by any stretch of the imagination, so if you're watching me to learn how to use a knife, you might wanna change the channel. That's one whole onion chopped and put right into the pot. Mostly. Nothing. Oh, I'm okay. Now I'm going to take my various random peppers that I have out of my garden. I harvested them from the garden and then charred them on the grill. Actually, Daddy charred them on the grill for me. So I'm just going to chop them and put them in with my onions. Then I'm just going to take some of my garlic. Baby spoon, because that's the best way to get a little bit of garlic. Grab me some garlic, toss that in there too. Boop. There we go. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of vegetable oil to the bottom there. Give it a little fat to cook it up. And then I'm going to give it a quick stir. Get all the peppers and the onions and the garlic mixed together. There we go. Okay, so I've taken my whole pork shoulder and placed it right on top of the onions, the garlic, and the peppers that I had started with. And now I'm going to put on top of that some cumin. It's ground cumin seed, in case you don't cook with this normally, but it's really yummy on here, so you just put some on top. Okay, so now that I've got everything in there, I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of chicken broth to the bottom. Okay, now that I've got all of my recipe put together, it's time to plug in my machine. That's the most important part. It really won't work if you don't do that. Okay, now I gotta put my lid on, put the hook in the handle, like so, close it down, give it a push, listen for the air to escape, turn it so that the lock and the arrow are together. It will sing to you and you know you're locked, good to go. Now, because I've got 3 pounds of pork roast, I'm going to go ahead and hit the chicken button because that's my meat setting. I'm going to hit the time cook button and I'm going to bring that up to, I think we'll try 35 minutes. I'm going to cook that for 35 minutes because I want it nice and tender when it comes out of there. So I'm going to cook it for 35 minutes. And again, I'm just guessing on these times, so you might find that you need to adjust up or down depending on how much meat you have, the thickness of it, and things like that. For me, I'm going to go ahead and start with 35 minutes, and then if I need to take it, open it up, check it, and then reseal it and try it for a little bit more time, I can do that. So for now, this is what I'm going to try. Now I'm going to wait for it to heat up, build the pressure, start the timer, and then when it's done, I'm going to let the pressure release naturally, which means I'm not going to touch it until this little pin on the back has come up after it builds pressure. And then when it goes down on its own after the timer is finished, then I will open it. I've not tried the natural release yet, so that's one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if that helps tenderize the meat a little bit so that I can shred it better. But for now, we just wait. Okay, so my time is now up. It has released the pressure naturally. And now I'm just going to open it and see what we got. There's pork in there, yummy. Okay. So now I'm just going to take some tongs and shred this pork up, assuming that it is cooked well enough for me to shred, which it seems to be kind of soft. It's a little firm in the middle still. I might turn it back on. Let me see. So I'm just gonna pinch it, pull pieces off, get this thing shredded as much as possible. You can also use forks for this, but I thought I'd try tongs this time. I might end up taking it out of here so that I can get to it a little better. Okay, so I tried shredding the pork. The pork is not quite shreddable yet, which means that I'm gonna turn it on for a few more minutes and see if I can get it nice and tender so that when I squeeze it with those tongs, it just kind of falls apart. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take the pot that I still have. I took the bones out. Remember, it was a shoulder with bones in. I took the bones out, and now I'm just gonna seal it back up, and I'm going to turn it back on. And then hopefully the next time I open it, it will be done. Okay, so I'm gonna take the lid, reattach the lid. I'm gonna check the seal really fast before I close it down though. Make sure that my seal does not have anything obvious in it. Then I'm gonna push it back down. And since it's still warm, it kind of doesn't want to go down the way it should. But I did get it to go down, so I'm going to seal it back up. And then push the chicken button, and I'm just gonna let it go for another 20 minutes to make sure that it's good and tender by the next time that it's done. So then I'm going to watch it for just a minute and make sure that none of the steam is escaping as it builds pressure, because if that happens, that happened to me once before and it wouldn't build the pressure. So I'm just gonna watch it, make sure that the steam is not leaking out once it gets hot enough again, and then when the timer starts, I know that it's good and I can leave it for about 20 minutes. So the second round of cooking is finished. I just opened it to make sure that it was done this time. It is done, so I'm gonna go ahead and shred it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab it and just kind of, see how nice it just falls apart? That's all I wanted to do to shred this, was just kind of squeeze it and let it fall apart on its own. That's how tender it is. It just falls right apart. There we go. There we go, that's what we wanted. I'm gonna try something that I saw on another recipe, and that is taking some of the carnitas that I made, some of the carnitas that I made, and putting it on a pan. Flatten it out a little bit. Put some of this on there. And then put it in the oven to broil so that it will get crispy on top like they have in some of the Mexican restaurants. So I'm gonna try just a little bit of it to see if it works for me, and then I'll let you guys know how this turns out. So I've got my broiler set on high. I'm just gonna take my pan, set it right inside the oven with the broiler on high, and I'll give that a few minutes and see if we get any crunchy pieces like they do in the restaurants, because that's yummy. So I've had my pork in the oven broiling for about probably 8 minutes. Let's see. It looks crispy on top. It's hot. It's crispy. It works. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is I just turned it on to the sear roast option to cook off some of the water. So I'm just cooking off the water so that this becomes kind of a thick kind of sauce for this pork, because it's going to be delicious and I didn't want it to be too watery. So I've got this turned on to get rid of some of the water while my kids play chase in the kitchen. I think it's all done. I only have one more thing to do, and for that, I'm gonna need my guinea pigs. Guinea pigs! Guinea pigs! Oh, these look good. You guys ready for this?
Yes. Start off with
okay, ready, guinea pigs? Yes. Set, go.
Yummy cheese. Oh, yum, that looks cheese. Yum, that's good. Yummy cheese. Yummy cheese.
Is it good?
A pinch. A My rating is already.
Ooh. What about you? Pick it up and taste it.
The cheese.
Come on, taste it.
I'll taste one part of it.
Taste it like this. Watch. No, do it like this. Roll it and bite it.
Make it like a taco.
Yes, because it's a taco.
I'm not really sure.
Take a bite of it. Go. Bite it. Bite it.
I like this part on the cheese, but not this.
Oh, just don't like the tortilla part? I can handle that because I didn't even make the tortilla. I just heated it up. Yes.
I don't like corn tortillas.
You don't like corn tortillas either?
Yeah.
Oh man, I should have known better than to put the tacos on corn tortillas. Aw.
Yeah.
But what about the meat? Is the meat good? Is it edible? All right. How many thumbs do I get? How many thumbs do I get? Let me count them. 1, 2, 3.
For this and the cheese.
Yes. 4 thumbs from these guys. Ready? My big guinea pig.
Mine is 100.
Big pig. Big guinea pig. Not. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. No need. Street tacos.
Really? Yes.
Very good.
Now I give it this.
Really good
Some
flavor.
salads.
The
Yeah?
flavor is really good. And they're
Cheese thumbs
surprisingly, they're pretty moist. Even though they were broiled, they still held a lot of the moisture inside. It's good.
It's delicious.
So in the future, do you think I should broil them again and get that crunch on top? So the crunch is good. Okay, what about you? Do you like the crunchiness?
It's delicious.
You like it?
I love the flavor. It's undescribable.
Undescribable flavors. Yum.
Baby, that.
You want baby to eat it?
No.
No? Okay, we'll have Mia eat it. Can I have some thumbs anyway? Yes, 2 thumbs. Thank you. You want 10 thumbs? So the big thing about today is that Jackson graduated from the high chair that used to be here. He now has a spot at the table. He already ate because he got hungry, so oh well.
What taco? High chair.
There's plenty more if anybody wants more tacos. Yummy! How are the tacos, guys?
Oh, delicious.
So how many thumbs did I get?
100.
Yeah, I just wanted to count them again. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Nobody listen to her.
Meat, cheese.
Meat and cheese.
These are thumbs. These are thumbs. This is the cheese hand. Cheese.
Cheese gets 5, and I only get half. For real?
Whoa, that meat was 100.
Okay,
The
we don't listen to
cheese
her.
was 5.
Her opinion doesn't count.
Hey!
Her opinion doesn't count.
Hey! I'm a guinea pig.
Well, I think it turned out pretty tasty.
Oh, yeah.
And I recommend putting some of it under the broiler to get that nice and crunchy because
What's
that
a
was
broil?
yummy.
And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Get chest down, share. And now, good night, YouTube. See you tomorrow. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now.